He's on his butt. He's on his butt.
You mentioned the hard rotations coming in. Wardell really just trying to find any sort of lurker over toward the bathroom position, or if Dignitas is going to be able to rotate on out, but instead they're fully committing to it. Ryan's actually going to be able to get the kill over onto that molly. Som is just rushing through. Are you kidding me? Rara still able to get the second off of that bulldog. Drone is still laying around, and they have no clue that he's here in hookah. Just waiting for that smoke to dissipate, but the brim smoke the longest in this game. But Wardell, hello, coming all the way from the A site, able to get himself two, but Drone still remaining over in hookah, waiting for any sort of drop. He's gonna make the noise first, has to get the kill into Rara, but a massive round for the man as he gets himself a 4K, clears up backside, and gives Dignitas a second.
Yeah, early shotting from Rara as well to kick it off. 6 kills in 2 rounds, massive 4K, and TSM fully reset here, but it isn't without cost to Dignitas. 3 players go down. Those are heavy reinvestments to be made, and TSM, Wardell's only 1 charge off of this Blade Storm. If he can get 1 kill or even get an ult orb in this case, it could definitely at least put a lot of fear into the hearts of Dignitas. With Wardell on that Blade Storm, he can do so much damage, but it's majority Sheriffs and 1 Frenzy here from Drone, as he himself now selling and going back to the Sheriff. A 5 Sheriff round, and Dignitas, they know that TSM are definitely a little bit menacing, but Sabrosa going down early. It's Wardell that now has to pivot between 2 angles. He hasn't been spotted just yet, but now they know where he is. He's going to dash away, try and stick with his team, and in a 4v5, nothing to lose here for TSM. It's all about getting exits here.
So instead of off the retake, you still have some waiting over in U-Haul. Is essentially going to be that first contact, but it's actually Drone with an early kill onto Depth. That's a massive position being exposed. There's nobody else over towards Bathroom. It's all going to be over towards U-Haul for Dignitas to try to hold things down. Triple coverage, quadruple coverage in that one area. Diffuse is going down, but they're just trying to hold things up with the stimmy. Brimmy with the stimmy. He gets himself at least 1 back. Rara helps himself to not only an Empress, but with the stimmy at the end of things, makes things a whole lot faster. That Bulldog turns into a Vandal and then some. Dignitas, they get themselves a 3rd round, and now TSM, they have a buyback.
Quick round, huge shots, and like you said, quadruple coverage. I mean, Rara just sitting behind him. I wonder how fast the Bulldog is going to get when you've got a combat stim and the Empress on him. You know, just something maybe that someone wants to do some research on. Who knows? But TSM, you're 100% right. Back with a buy. Wardell's got the operator, and that should at least instill a little more confidence here for TSM, as free ult orb here for Drone. You will get the run it back online now. And TSM, they're sitting on 3. Hunter Fury to play the post plant, and Drone and Hayes taking early fights. It's already 1 here for Hayes as he sends a molly straight on into hookah. It'll force Solon back just a little bit, but it lands in the back corner where Drone will try and...
Hey guys, sorry, I'm just doing a couple little audio checks and everything right now, and then I'll be talking to you guys in a second, and then I'm gonna go grab my pizza, and then we're all gonna sit here and watch these
actually there to cover up the second contact. Rara now just trying to burst on in. He gets himself 2. This is what duelists are for, folks. Able to take control and able to make space for his team early on, but now TSM, they have full control of the spike, still over towards the hookah area, but Rara again. 3rd kill for Rara. Wardell is away, but that smoke surely about to dissipate, and Wardell could definitely pop off. Not only that, but he has the knives ready and raring to go. Still very much wary of the flank, and Ryan needs this kill. Not going to be able to find it. Now it's a 2-on-2. Sabrosa and Wardell. Cage triggered. Still with a little bit of control, but not exactly of the spike anymore. 30 seconds left. Sabrosa still in long. Wardell back in their spawn. Dignitas still has more than enough time to really just decide where they even want to go, but Sabrosa's watching the cross, and Def gets it. Shoulder peeks in, and now it's time for Wardell to step up to the plate. They know exactly where he is. He's back exposed, not going to take anything yet. If he can get this first frag and the knives comes out, there's hard potential for him to win this one back, but Def gets the final kill in TSM. With a whole lot of firepower, the bonus.
So we got Team Solo mid versus fucking Dignitas.
They take up a
and
big
like,
lead
dude,
here.
I'm sorry,
it's
but
not even.
I've been watching TSM for years and years.
Particularly
and years.
insane. It's the fact that Rara finds 3 here. The first one that Hayes is understandable, but the second, and then to get a 3rd kill as well. Rara has definitely been an X factor here for Dignitas in these first 4 rounds. Already racking up 12 kills and only a single death from the pistol round. Dude is popping off, but now TSM, that heavy investment comes back to bite them. They'll be on a light buy here. Not a lot of expectations. Push them back. Cutler, who used that early Hunter Fury, will have
You know what I'm
nothing
saying,
here to
bro?
hold
Like,
him back, at
dude,
least out
this shit's
towards them.
nuts, Natty.
Blades out for Wardell. I think that's what he was banking on. The odds of a 2v1 with an op are extremely low, especially without that first frag. So now he's got a Blaze Storm here, and he knows at least where one's going to be. But can he find the head properly onto Death? He's around the corner. Wardell, all knives expended, and not a single one connects. Dignitas baited out, and now they can push with confidence if they
I
want.
was
They
gonna
are
say, dude, he
slowing
fucking
things
put-
down, and TSM on their toes with rotations being made.
Dude, oh my god, dude, that's cringe right there, bro. That's so cringe.
Because TSM, they just don't have any information.
Oh, dude.
Dignitas
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my pizza.
laying around more or less their back lines, especially with a player over towards bathroom that could be able to at least get that first contact in. And indeed, that's what Psalm is here for.
Oh, Drone.
Drone around the corner, though. Good usage of the stinger up close and personal. Sabrosa in the smoke. He wants to explode through, but he's getting stuck into U-Haul, and Dignitas is still fighting this. Maka gonna be able to get the kill after. So now a 4-on-4 with TSM going for a full retake scenario, but still 2 players in the back lines, and Rara ends up catching another one. The molly doesn't matter, though. Rara is just trying to get as much info as possible, but hazed, what a shot! Drone takes one back to 2v3. Ryan has to watch out, though. Lone man in U-Haul. There's one person in shorts just to try to cover it up. They take up U-Haul control right as Ryan goes away. Such unfortunate timing. They're running back for Drone. Makes his way in. Mecca can get the kill. And TSM, the overwhelm at the end of things, is now Dignitas. They get left scratching their heads.
Huge play as well from Drone. You see them sitting behind that triple or Tetris box. They hold things down. They don't allow Dignitas to push them back. They understand the pressure that they're trying to create. And TSM, they bite back. No chance there for Dignitas to push into the back lines. And TSM locking things down on the eke around of all things. When Wardell with no Blade Storm, huge shot from Hayes there. And then Ryan with the such unlucky timing, expecting to run it back to cut him around on that APC. But it comes behind him and backstabs. And TSM, a huge pickup to at least shut down or slow down the momentum that Dignitas are building. Now they've got a bonus here essentially as picking up 3 rifles, only 2 have to reinvest now, and Dignitas full buy back here as Wardell. He wants revenge. He couldn't get off the Blade Storm. Well, he might get it here with the Vandal, but Daph does end up evading him. Dignitas, heavy presence towards this A side, and TSM running their same default. 3 players on B, just checking to see if anyone's there. With no Sentinel, they need to have a very keen eye at these extremities, ensure that no one can just walk on through to them. So that's what they're doing already. They're starting to jostle positions already now, Gus. Rotation being made, and Dignitas are reading into it, and they're going back to this B site where only 2 players away.
Oh shit, my bad, guys. I'm sorry. It's not full screen. Yell at me.
It's just good patience in a sense. No matter how much early noise is being made, they still maintain at least 1 player as the anchor. That was Cutler a little bit early on in the last round. That still kept things very strong in that area, but not only with the spike being exposed in that one area, Maka now with the Hunter's Fury does tack up some of his teammates too, but ooh, the orbital strike in Hookah. That forces Def just to run on out, and Hayes gets one back, but gets traded back by Cutler. He has to run on out. The orbital strike in a beautiful position, but he's still gonna go down to the
Oh, this is nuts, bro. They have no idea. Oh my god, bro.
Running on out, what a snap. Rara ends up going for the dismiss. Maka playing around
so
the
fast
body
paced, bro. Because you can see everything that's going on, and you just cringe the whole time because you know what's about to happen, but no one knows. So you like
chaos. Dignitas, they're the ones to win things out, exposing the back position.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can see both teams. Players. They can only see. You know what I'm saying? They can't see both teams.
Dignitas to retake long. It's TSM, or at least Hayes, who made that early rotation and forced at least Cutler and both Drone to concede the extremities a little early, right? They can't necessarily look down towards long, get that early information, and so they take the gamble with that Brimstone ultimate. They send in Hookah to clear that position out.
So I don't know,
it gives
man.
them 1 kill, but nothing else. Now TSM, thankfully, because that last round was 3 guns gifted by Dignitas, they can have at least a decent buy here. Wardell has to salvage here with a Bucky. And an early fight possibly with Sabrosa. He's been trying to hold this one down, but without that Boomba, seems a little bit discombobulated in Sabrosa. It's Wardell with 1 off of this Bucky here, and Sabrosa could get one down towards Showers. Wardell packing on a whole lot of damage on the 2 players, and Sabrosa finding another back. He's got control of Showers. While Dignitas have the
But he knows he's right there.
They are not
He wouldn't be
comfortable
holding
one
that
bit
angle.
about it.
Yep. Oh, he's not done now. Oh, through the wall.
He's gonna fall to the shoulder peak of Sabrosa. There goes the rounds. Again, the earlier approach from Dignitas ended up getting exposed by the early contacts of TSM, and that's really
Goddamn
what they've
TSM.
been working for.
Dude, I love solo mid, bro.
In all of these rounds, in terms of their A setup, they just haven't.
I've been
able to
watching
get
Team
the
Solo mid
early
forever, bro.
contact
I
in,
love
just
Team
the
Solo mid.
early entry frags. So
Because
just a little bit of a
TSM,
change here as Dignitas, they get caught off scattered by the end of things.
and Optic have all been around since I was in pro play 10 years ago. TSM, oh, and SKT1.
Definitely a little scattered economically.
Team SKT1, dude. SKT1 is a force to be reckoned with. It's a major. It's an Asian team though. It's an Asian team. I'm not sure if it's Korean or whatnot, but it is a foreign team, and they are a force to be fucking reckoned with. If you see SKT1 in your lobby, leave.
Or how are they gonna go about this round? Sabrosa has been very key and very pivotal out towards Showers. He's always looking for early fights, but this time he's gunned down by 2. It's not Psalm, instead it's Ryan from downtown.
Fucking nuts, bro. This is so fast-paced, bro.
TSM, they lose control almost instantaneously. Now TSM, they have to try and get
just holding angles,
elsewhere. They're playing a 2-2 split with Hayes making an early rotation. Cutler not able to get much down towards long, and Wardell sitting tight on this A site, leaving Dignitas with plenty of opportunities to make rotations. They're gambling on the fact that they drew rotations back to A, and well, it's the right gamble. There's only 2 players here, and they're both in very disconnected positions. Only Cutler able to provide support towards Hookah, and Dignitas with smokes going down here finally.
Come on, you better hold that. You better hold that.
Dignitas are just waiting for the perfect moment now.
You got, nope, you're fucked. You got, it's 4-on-2. It's 4-on-2 right now. Oh! Oh!
Line gets the lineup, able to get 2. Still trades back from Ryan and
There's one left. It's 2-1. It's 2-1.
Spray transfer getting both.
That was an intent, dude. He just slapped them both right then and there, just set them both the fuck down.
Now Ryan left in a 1v2, gonna be able to get at least one back.
I love you.
Wardell always takes his time over towards the A site just to try to lock things down in terms of lurkers, and he takes his time, and now he's in Hookah. No noise being made at all. Now it just comes down to the noise being made with the orbital strike, and he puts the ulti in the complete wrong way.
Really?
Oh, he has no idea. But
I love it, bro.
Makes some noise, but Ryan
I love it,
still
dude.
not able to get the frag
That's
back
so
in the
fucking
end.
badass.
Yeah, no clue. Zero clue. He thought it was safe from the orbital, but Wardell was there at a perfect time. Still able to get the frag back. That's TSM with a 3rd round. But boy, that got intense for a second there. TSM, they needed 2 lineups to get that round back.
Yeah, huge spray transfer from Hayes. Him and Cutler popping off in the back lines, locking it down. I said they were kind of disconnected between the 2 of them, but they hold it back. They keep Dignitas from getting onto the site, and that orbital strike, very, very untimely as Wardell able to recognize the fact that he thinks he's in spawn, dashing on out to catch him off guard. It's Dignitas now with an early 5-1 lead, not conceded to 5-3. TSM back on their high horse, putting a whole lot of pressure now. Smokes drop to control these extremities. Sabrosa no longer contesting.
I don't see Dignitas winning this one, but they were 5-1, so it's like I didn't think they were gonna win this one, but then like they're there for a reason, obviously.
They're gonna group back up for this A site hit where Wardell is waiting with a Vandal for them to approach Sabrosa with the crossfire, and Dignitas are they?
He's not even one tapping. He's not even tapping. Why would you not?
Goes down. Wardell on top, dashing on away, puts him now in a 5v3.
Here we go, rah. Ooh. Nasty from Rara as he gets 2. Just like that, he equalizes the round back in the hands of Dignitas. Their post-plant positions shouldn't be exposed all too early. No one from TSM approaching from either short or bathroom. Now it's just going to be down to Dignitas to see how they can hold down this back area, especially with the util that they seldom have. Here comes Rara front line. He had his crosshair in the right place, just needed to press mouse 1, but still nothing of the sword. Death in such a rough position. The molly brings him out too. 1 player remaining now in a 1v3. Ryan, what a molly setup. That's still going to take the spike down to half.
He can't clutch.
I still anticipate person in bathroom, and there you go.
Oh!
That's the information, Ryan.
Stop, pussy.
He had everything in his view. That was just a good setup in the end.
Man, he's hesitating.
Trying to make it easy for him.
He had the angle held, and he's still hesitating. You know what I'm saying?
Or at least ticked off a little extra time.
These are top tier players, guys.
I love that ball.
These are top tier players. Rara is holding this team down. Rara went on fire, and now they're shutting Rara down.
Ended up saving them. TSM.
I'm sorry, but Sabrosa is, in my eye, Sabrosa is one of the best players on the planet.
And the operator. And Drone's only one charge of his ultimate, so he's sure to try and fight early. And it looks like Dignitas, they're going to try and contest this as well. They don't want him to get that ult or Shock Dart to try and deny him here.
Sabrosa getting smoked like this by Rara, like, it's only pissing Sabrosa off. So Sabrosa is all about shutting Rara down at this point in time. He doesn't care about anything else but shutting Rara down.
So much damage. And what's the trade-off? Drone would have got it regardless.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's nuts, dude. Like, to see...
He goes down, and Dignitas read that perfectly.
To see somebody that's, like, top tier in my eyes getting shut the fuck down by somebody I really don't know much about.
Always got to be ready no matter what. Those owl drones, bro, those were... I mean, they were about to hug or something.
Oh, man. Yep, it's... come on. You got it right there.
One brother against another, but really from different sides is now TSM. Did get a little bit of information that players were over towards long, but Dignitas, they don't fall to the Hunter's Fury at all. Instead of going for the long approach, they actually bait out 2 players from TSM trying to take control of that area, and in they go.
Beautiful.
Over and short. Sabrosa
blind.
With a good early
Nice blind.
frag. Still has multiple bodies to aim
Oh,
out.
shit.
Indeed, he has the lineup, but Maka gets him back. Wardell in the back has the knives. In we go. One player on the corner at an off angle could be able to catch him up, but instead he has to run on away. 3-on-3. There are a couple of flankers too. There's actually
it is an op, though.
It
wasn't a nice shot. It was an op. I don't know why I'm playing. It was an op.
Right as Wardell gets a kill and U-Haul too. The 2 players that thought that they were just on time to get that flank in on shorts. Well, it falls a little bit short. In we go now, folks. Wardell still over towards spawn. There's 2 players.
It's got to be one
covering up both the long and hookah area, and this is... He's just delaying time in a sense, just waiting for that smoke to dissipate, not going to be able to get the kill. Instead, Rara takes one back onto Hayes. Watch out for one over towards long, but oh! Wardell! Sheesh! Too clean! Gets 2 one-taps with the knives, and that's going to be a 5th round for TSM as they take it all the way back. 4+ rounds in a row.
TSM Wardell, when they need it most, comes up big with a 4-piece.
That's what I'm saying.
He was at 6 kills, and now he's just leaped up to 10. Huge play from Wardell.
If Rara goes open,
the patience as well in this position.
If Rara breaks,
you know you're up against the ropes. You're the only player there. You're waiting for that flank. And to sit
I'm going to be shocked if TSM loses. I'll be shocked if TSM loses, bro. Rara's the only thing that Dignitas has, dude. Rara deserves to go to another team. Like, Rara is so good, bro.
And the confidence flowing through his veins. Dignitas wants
but he does not deserve to be on Dignitas at all. So, like, if they win, it's all Rara.
He wants a little bit
more.
But
I don't see TSM losing at all. So if you're going 13-8, I could probably go with that. But I don't know, dude. Like, it's 5-5 right now. I see it being 13-11, honestly.
Towards the short area, that smoke's not going to last.
But at the same time,
but he got that information off to Rara. That's
I don't know if it stays in this predicament right here.
3v4 now.
Yeah, it'll be 13-8, 13-7.
They are a little bit scattered. It's almost exactly.
If Rara picks back up, it'll be 13-11, 13-12. It'll be a close ass game if Rara picks back up. But if they can continue to shut Rara down, it'll be 13-7, 13-5.
Maka wasn't actually spotted.
For sure.
So a little bit less information here for TSM, but they should be just fine here. Ryan, not too far away from them. Hobbling right behind them. But Cutler, who has all the information in the world, nice recon bolt in.
You want to come out here and come watch this with me,
He's watching towards that angle. He and Cutler have been monsters on this B bomb site. With Drone making a rotation, there is no cancellation here for Dignitas. Only one player edging out towards long. If he wants to take the TP, it's a huge gamble. But a Hunter's Fury, they're going to try and take this fight. But Cutler goes for the swing. There is no trade backs. It does bail out with the TP. And with a spike down, Gus, with 25 seconds left, it doesn't matter that Cutler took the TP because Drone is already here to keep him up here as Hayes takes down another life. It's Def now who goes down, and Maka 1v3. I don't think this one's possible. Caught out with the bowstring.
Yeah, no,
TSM
it's over.
Have now got the lead.
They just went on a 5-round win streak. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dignitas went on a 5-round win streak too. So that's what I'm.
By TSM, an
I mean, we're just even now. We're back even. That's what I'm saying. Like, it could be a flip.
Bonus.
But seriously,
we anticipated TSM
Rara
to be down and under
was
15-3, but you can't really
Rara's 18-7,
especially on this map of Bind where they've made it more or less their home.
He is now fucking 4-3 ever since
Dignitas,
the fucking
however,
flop
going into this
from
round,
5-1. They were 5-1.
But
TSM only had one round one, and
Rara
Rara was at 15 and fucking
armor for util and
15 and 3.
Versa.
So ever since
Wardell, such a tight angle, could have been able to get a
round
shot
6,
early on, but he didn't want to get exposed from the.
They're on round 11 now,
swing, and he's still gonna go for another one. That is
3
insane.
and 4.
Again,
first
so
5 rounds
to actually go for it.
He went fucking 15 and fucking 3. You know what I'm saying?
He wants to double down.
Next 5 rounds.
Again, it's Cutler and Hayes towards
He went
his
3 and
side.
4, so I think they're getting Raw handled. I really think they're getting Raw handled.
The smallest of crooks to try and hide into, and Wardell dashing away before he even gets a second. It's Drone on the run it back. He will be shut down here as Wardell trying to pivot around. One shot in the up, and he needs to find something, but it is a 4v2. TSM off of Wardell's aggression on the operator. His cool, calm, and collectivity to hold them back. It's Dignitas on the back foot, a smoke in their face. But it is just the 2 of them. How can they get about this one? It is going to be extremely difficult. Maka and Ryan to try and give them a 6-6, or TSM to find 7.
It's not going to happen. You can't do it.
I will drone for the info. Dignitas out and away in terms of spots, and Drone is here again. Drone has been such a consistent fragger throughout this half.
You just through that. Oh no, never
Nothing
mind.
too crazy. This guy has been just in the right position at the right time at all times. And Wardell, he's certainly popped off in the last few rounds. A 4K for him, shutting down the A sites.
Yeah, we're 6 and
TSM, they have themselves a 7th going into the second half. Rara, we were mentioning beforehand how this guy can actually pop off, and he certainly has been thus far in his time in Dignitas. 18 kills for him, but Wardell with the chunk of his frags coming in just the last 3 to 4 rounds, but he has 15.
Jeez. I remember he
guys,
had
I'll be right
6
back.
kills just like 2 or 3 rounds ago, and now he's at the top for TSM. Lights out from in the later parts of that first half. Now, can TSM continue that dignity they held up in the later parts of this first half? Wardell having a plethora of highlights here. A 4K in this one, I think a 4K to end off the last round as well. So Dignitas, they're now in the defensive half. Obviously, expectations are you gotta win the pistol. They've opted to go for, again, the frenzy meta, sacrificing that utility, and TSM are taking things slow. Double controller means they can fake and fake and fake all they want. Now here comes the push. Solom already takes an early fight. Down goes the first controller as Brimstone for Hayes is gone, and TSM, they finally set their sights here on B, but it's Rara to battle against, and now just Maka as Sabrosa guns them down. 3 versus 3, we're knotted up in terms of manpower, and all players are rotating through spawn.
Sabrosa in a good position, but he could just get exposed out from a double swing. Waiting for the interaction to actually go in. There you go. Sabrosa doesn't exactly get the frag he needed. Indeed, now it's going to be the double hold between Hookah and Elbow, and they're... I mean, you hate to see it, honestly. Ryan, just with a wide swing, ends up getting another one. But Cutler, actually, he jumped out with the sole purpose of just taking down the person on the spike. But Ryan was more than ready for a second one. A little bit confusing.
Yeah, I haven't lost a game of S&D at all today, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
If anything, TSM was a little bit looser. Most of the players that were laying around the site ended up... At least who would be the... I don't really know how to explain it. They're the ones that would initiate the interaction, the initiators, I guess you could say. But TSM, whenever they're down without the players that really like to sit up in the back of spawn, not in the back of spawn, but in the back of sites, they end up losing out on their abilities to control early, like they're really used to. Especially what we saw before, I think it was a game in Ascent, where they absolutely off a post plant.
That's why I was grinding so hard this morning, because
back elbow, or at least holding up around 10 can. They had none of that in that round 7.
Nothing at all, and Rara realizing with no control, and with the lesser guns, he wants to take an early fight. Him and Maka taking early control there. They do end up losing Sabrosa, but that's the beauty of a double controller, is that they can go back and forth between the sides. They don't necessarily have to stick to just the one.
We got a
4v3 now. Spike is maybe a little bit delayed with a Brimstone molly. I think that actually came a little bit late. The passing of Ryan. Now
watch your angles, you know he's there, watch your angles, you know he's there.
But he still comes out on top. Drone with an instant trade.
2v2.
But Maka on this huge flank needs to get something else, and it's Rara right next to him.
TSM, yeah, you gotta get,
forced back behind the boxes as they look to go to the 1v1s, but Rara is looking unstoppable right now. Needs one more. It's Hayes in a 1v1.
He's so
Hayes
good.
Comes up huge to give TSM the second round conversion. They take the 8.
He's so good, bro.
Completely shocked after what looked to be a convincing start for them.
Yeah, that was theirs again, TSM. They still have players really around the site. This is really of course, the first time that they actually wanted to aim down on the A side, but before what we saw in terms of their post plans, in terms of their retakes, they wanted to initiate really quickly. In that case, it was Hazed all on his lonesome, just having to do an individual play around the corner.
Yeah,
he
I don't know,
already
man.
knew where the last 2 players were. One in blue box. And
I
one
lost
in
my
blue
game and I
hot,
went
at least,
elite,
or at least close over
but I
towards
went
Spike.
46
This man
and 2.
just wanted to rush on out, considering the fact that he's a
I went
Brim.
46
He
and 2.
has
Yeah, I
nothing
went
to fight
46
with.
and
Yeah,
2.
he has a couple of smokes, no
But yeah,
flashes. Just
we
has
lost
to
the
dry
game still
peek, and he
by
does
like
it all
6
for
points.
him.
It was a
Dignitas
fucking hard
now.
point.
They're playing up with
I was
a little bit
raping,
more
bro.
aggressive of a take because over towards teleporter, some goes a little bit early, and not only that, but no early information on
I
but
know
they
for
still
an
go
absolute
for a fat
fact.
Rotation. Triple essentially here, quadruple.
I know for an absolute fact I would have got
TSM, they still
elite
wanna
if I would have
fight
won that
this
match, but I
Maka
made it into expert
tin
because we
can,
lost that
ready and
match.
raring to go. Same thing with
I so
Drew the
hardly
cross,
believe
full of
that
hookah control
I
too,
made it
as
into
nobody's
expert
actually
because
gone
we lost
towards
that
it,
match.
or
If
at
I would
least
have made it into,
wanting to
if
fully
I would have won that
commit.
match, we would have made it
Comes
to elite.
across, there goes the paranoia, but still Ra gets the kill back. Def with a couple of players in his crosshairs. This is just such a tough position for him, but the smoke is going to dissipate at really any second now. He's just waiting for it to pop, and Cutler waiting for the cross in, and he's going to be able to get the kill back. Ryan, the last one remaining in a 1v4, only has a classic to work with. It's TSM now taking on a lot of economic damage along, and Dignitas going down to 3 as they get themselves a buy and a bonus for TSM.
Ra, you
Nearly
need to go
flawless
somewhere
TSM.
else, bro.
Only losing Wardell, but he's not going to be too worried. I think in this case, Wardell might be looking to
I think
just
you're a
get the
Cloud9
points
player,
going
Ra.
early as possible.
I'm gonna say
See
that
what he
right
can
now. I
get,
think you're a
sticking to the
Cloud9
classics
player.
so far. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay, there's the force up, dropped over a Vandal. So Dignitas.
Yeah, I don't know why it is what it is.
Not necessarily.
I think it's more or less
4-5
because
versus
you didn't
full
play
buy,
anymore
obviously,
last
two
night,
Bulldogs, but it is
and your
gonna be a
rank
heavily
in it
contested round. TSM
might have
with those
lowered.
2 Bulldogs. We know how deadly
Like,
they
I'm
can
being
be off
honest.
of a burst. Full push though here for Dignitas. 3 players charging on, 4 players actually charging on now. They leave just Def alone, and TSM with such a passive style have all the information and all the guts now to try this A site. Def alone.
They're not. Yeah, why would you? Yeah, they
TP,
literally.
but they're not gonna risk
TSM's
that. Instead,
going
they
to
play
go
the
figure out where
retake
everyone's
here.
at on
Dignitas,
Alpha. They figured out
drew up
4
two
was on,
ultimates.
so they're gonna
Ramos
push out,
Empress,
find the
and the
fucking last one on
showstopper still
Alpha.
available
Then they're
for
gonna wait for
Solomon.
everyone to
How
come
do
in
they
on the
go about
flank.
this one?
They're gonna
As there
be
even is
2
a
come
run
in.
back and down
There'll
goes
be 2
Ramos
come in on the tunnel,
Empress.
and there's
And
gonna be
now
2
it's
going
just
into
one.
heaven.
Solomon,
Watch,
the
watch, 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 watch,
showstopper, and all
watch.
4
One's down
are
in,
grouped
one's down
up
in,
towards
one's
the
down in.
spawn.
Now
And
the other
Jones
one's gonna
looking to
come
take
over.
the fight.
Oh nope, 3 are going in.
To run it back, and he's going right on in. Gonna be able to get 2. His position is still known,
so
but he
Broza.
doesn't care.
He's
still
sneaking
going
on
for
him,
a
he's
couple
sneaking
more,
on him.
and not only that, but Sabroza on the
Yep,
flank
yep,
back.
yep, yep.
Gonna be able to get
Yep, yep, yep. There
another
goes
one for
Sabroza.
TSM.
I told you,
It's
Sabroza
almost
coming in on the
flawless
backside of the flank.
for them
He is
as
so
they keep
fucking
going
nuts,
aggressive
bro.
in the back line.
Woo!
Sabroza gets the 5th for the team.
No, I'm
Dignitas,
sorry, you
they had more
cannot.
than enough
No,
chances
dude,
to make their way
Dignitas
back on
is.
site, but it was TSM to
Dignitas
keep
is
it
definitely a
lockjaw.
top-ranking
10-6
team, but
scoreline,
I'm
and that
sorry,
was their
Team
bonus.
Solo Mid.
Dignitas,
Dude,
they're
I've got the
reset.
chills
They have
right
to go
now,
to a
dude.
half.
Team Solo
such a
Mid has been
difficult
ripping it
position.
since I was a
now
kid,
you've
bro.
got this
Like, Team
situation
Solo
where you
Mid
either save
has.
or you at
They're the
least
best
give a
players.
light buy to
Team
keep
Solo Mid,
TSM on their toes and
SKT1,
possibly
and
convert.
Cloud9,
Because now
in
you
my
give
eyes,
TSM
are
their
the
10. If you
are the
save
best
here,
teams in the
it's almost
world.
a guaranteed 11.
People will say
and then
Fnatic
it's
or
do or
Optic
die with
Gaming
that
will
next full
can add in
buy.
there, but
So
I'm sorry,
Dignitas,
but
they're gonna try and
Cloud9,
light buy. They
TSM,
need to contest,
and
and once
fucking-
more it looks like
yeah.
players are getting ready to contest
Done
down
deal, dude.
towards long, but they're reading it. TSM know that Dignitas did this in the last, and there are 4 players here. Who takes the first blow?
It's
Already
because
shots
all these
being
guys come from
exchanged. Raw
fucking
not
League of
taking
Legends, bro.
anything. What a
I've been watching all these guys
recon,
since
bro.
League of
3
Legends.
players revealed, and
Team
TSM
Solo
like,
Mid,
no, we're out of here.
SKT1,
We know
and
there's only gonna
Cloud9
be a maximum of 2
are
on
the
safe
original
side, and in
fucking
reality,
League of Legends pro
it's
teams,
just
bro.
gonna be Ryan.
And
TSM,
they ventured out
they're playing the fake game.
past that.
Smokes
Like,
drop.
oh, if we could do
Again,
this
that
with
double
fucking
control
League of
with
Legends,
5
dude.
smokes
Fuck that, dude.
available.
We're gonna boost
One
up
day
and
when
go
we
over to
charge,
somewhere else
you
too.
can play this
So they
one
started
game.
bringing their
They've
fucking
sent
teams
rotations back
over
off
to
of a
fucking
single
Call of
play
Duty.
there,
Start
and
bringing their teams to
Dignitas are
fucking
gambling
Overwatch.
completely
They
on
bring
their
their
own site
teams
now.
everywhere. Dude, you will never hear me talk about FaZe, bro. I want to destroy
This
FaZe.
is what Dignitas.
FaZe was created
to rely
single-handedly
on
by
this
one person.
especially with this type of
I want to
fight.
fucking be the single-handed. I want to be the single-handed person that fucking destroys FaZe. You know what I'm
Be able
saying?
to try to pull off at least holding off the early take, but instead
FaZe Banks created FaZe all
TSM
by
taking
himself.
Their sweet time, especially
I hate
towards
FaZe
their
Banks
B-side
with a
approach,
fucking
and not only
passion,
that,
bro.
but
He's a
Hayes,
fucking
he's
punk
watching
bitch
over
piece of
towards
shit.
the teleport across. We
And
talked
I want to
about it
destroy
in
everything
our
he's ever
first
built.
game, where
Seriously.
you're still gonna have a singular player looking over in teleport across.
Hate me
still
for it, but
helping
I
out
don't
with
think.
util, especially with Brim. He can still throw it off from the
No,
other
it's
side
not.
of the map.
Fuck, no, it's
but
not.
I don't
Fuck,
think they
no.
anticipate this either. Sabrosa in a crossfire.
Huge.
How on earth is that even possible?
I just
for a
told you,
crossfire?
FaZe
But it
Banks
just
is a
works out in
piece
their
of
favor.
shit.
One last
FaZe
person
Banks
remaining,
literally
and it's none other
stolen
than
money from
Rara.
Tfue. FaZe Banks has stolen money from Jarvis. FaZe
Got a chance.
has stolen
1v5,
money
has full
from
utility,
some of the
2
top
leaves to
tier
go out as
players
well.
in the
Now
world.
Drone
all because there are some badass players who don't know how to fucking read and some stupid ass motherfuckers who can't properly read a contract, and these poor little motherfuckers get fucked over. Fuck that, fuck that, fuck
This is
that.
their buyback and a chance
FaZe is a fucking, like, I am
knocking on the door of a first map victory.
in anything.
Here would almost guarantee them
I love superstars. I don't watch football for the Broncos. I don't watch fucking I don't watch NBA for the Nuggets. The only team I love is the Colorado Avalanche. Other than that, like, I watch sports for superstars, okay? Now, I love seeing superstars shine. I love watching Kobe Bryant. I love watching superstars, bro. I love watching the best of the best.
Like I said, do or die, Gus.
You mentioned the full loss.
Who cares if it was Tifu's fault or whatnot? FaZe Banks was a piece of shit. Did that fucking stupid shady shit for a fucking reason. And you were gonna be like, oh, and everybody's like, oh, it's Tifu's fault for not watching it. Why would you be a piece of shit and put that in the contract in the first place? No, you deserve to rot in hell, you fucking piece of shit. No, FaZe is the worst company in gaming history. And when I have an opportunity to, I will destroy FaZe. That has been the whole point of straight mayhem gaming since the day one. Day one, my entire life goal, my true life goal is to destroy FaZe. Same way it was. FaZe was made by one person. FaZe can be destroyed by one person. I told you that. I've said that. FaZe was made by one person. FaZe can be destroyed by one person.
All three of them
Period.
getting the frags needed.
Woo!
1v1 now for Def. And oh boy, could it happen? Yes, it does! Are you kidding me? We said that this round would be decided within 30 seconds, and it's just fast-paced, high-caliber action that just so happens to go back in the way of Dignitas, and you've got to give it up to Maka waking up in this game.
Right when you needed him.
And I'm sorry, but Cloud9 is the best Call of Duty team ever. Cloud9 and Optic Gaming are the best Call of Duty teams out there. And I'm going to say that. Like, Cloud9, and the reason why I'll say that too is because Cloud9 blew up once people figured out that's where Shroud come from. Shroud come from Cloud9 Gaming. And so once they figured that out, all the best players in the world. I don't know. Fucking Cloud9 versus Optic. Cloud9 versus Optic was the days, bro. TSM, Cloud9, and fucking Fnatic and Optic. Oh my god, bro. Fnatic. Oh my god, bro.
And down go TSM as Dignitas have a 4 versus 2 with Rara collecting upon another.
Oh my god, here we go.
Recovery. It's Sabrosa on the flank.
We're at 7.
And Wardell with a long rotation.
They've got to clutch this one. They've got to clutch this one.
He's in a beautiful position, but he doesn't exactly want to wait up for crosses.
Oh no.
He wants to take this on immediately. Wardell takes on Maka. Sabrosa from behind. That shot from Wardell took away the attention.
Sabrosa's so good, bro. Dude, he's so good.
Well timed, well approached, but now Ryan is still around. And Sabrosa has no clue. There you go. Ryan with a third.
He's gonna meet
Wardell still has the ready and ready.
You fucking pussy, bro. How do you miss that shot?
Moving? Was it? No clue, but the bullet just goes flying up. In TSM, they dropped the round. I mean, still a 1v2. Would have been a clutch from Wardell at the end, but just that setup.
No, that was just a couple years ago, bro.
At least so trademark for Wardell to be able to pull that off at the end of things. But Ryan ends up getting a massive 4K for the boys of Dignitas.
TSM's older than FaZe, bro. TSM's older than FaZe. TSM's top tier, bro. TSM, Fnatic, Optic, FaZe is top tier. I just hate FaZe.
They're gonna be playing.
I know. I said the same thing, bro. Dude, I would have smoked that shot, bro.
Let's gamble. We'll play.
But no, FaZe is top tier. FaZe is top tier because of money and everything. I mean, I just hate FaZe. But I'm being honest with you. TSM, SKT1, Fnatic, Optic, Cloud9.
Dignitas, they're knocking on the door of TSM.
Optic,
contact. TSM playing slow. They don't want to walk into another stack here on the B side. So Dignitas, no movement just yet.
There's a big
one. On the edge of death here.
There's a big one. I'm fucking thinking of.
To work with, but again,
SKT1, Optic Gaming, FaZe, TSM, Cloud9.
And look at the crossfires as well from Dignitas on the minimap. Everybody is watching towards short essentially. 3 players can swing on showers instantly. 3 players can swing on short instantly. I mean, Dignitas have got one deadly setup so far here on this A site. But again, TSM edging closer into the B site as Def is the only one here.
Well, I mean, like, dude, that's what I'm trying to say is like,
maybe
pro play will stop you from playing video games, bro. Like, even Strauss says it, I've said it, like, we've all, anybody who's actually been in pro play, it will make you want to stop playing video games because your life is so hard as a pro player. You literally have to, like, break your fucking body through the fucking wall to become that pro player, and then, like, you have no fun anymore, and finally, when you get done, you made all your money, and you're good, and you're out of it. You're like, dude, I don't even want to play video games anymore, bro. I just want to fuck bitches and race cars.
Dignitas, they're going straight into the site. Boomer nearly catches Sabrosa. He's stuck in the cubby. They go past each other. Sabrosa, he's got one. Rara with the trait, but he knows where Drone is going to be. I don't know if Drone recognized where Rara was playing.
Oh, Rara's going to pull this out.
Siri to boot, and that's all they've got now, Gus.
That's it. Wardell only gets
oh my god.
By his teammates Hunter's Fury, and he's still alive somehow. And Hunter Fury comes in big for the assists. What?
How do you live through all those Sova bombs?
And again, of course, that Hunter's Fury is being played out over towards long. He's being
played
for the post plant, just trying to take away the person actually defusing.
How the fuck do you live through that?
The person who was taking on so much action from the A side early on, instead of going back to his usual hook.
I think you're gonna be right, bro.
He was playing up double with Cutler and Long, and it ends up being incredibly successful.
I think you called it, bro.
From Dignitas, but an even better hold from TSM as they find themselves a 12.
One more round to go, and Dignitas, that economy has been hurting. TSM, had they lost this round, it would have been so good.
Dude, I'm sorry. If
Dignitas nearly had
are a top-tier team,
nearly had the round war dealt through a smoke.
You pay
down goes Rara.
$100,000
available, and it's death
to Rara right now. You give Rara 100 grand right now, and you don't let him go nowhere else. I'm sorry, but Rara is one of the nastiest players I've ever seen, bro.
Drone shuts him down, and now they're trying to flush out Maka as he goes down. Wardell's looking to tie us up here. Needs to just find.
I mean, you can't fuck with Sabrosa, bro.
Jumping on it, and Wardell closes it out. 13-8 for TSMs. They take map number 1 in convincing fashion to close it out as well in that last round.
It was Dignitas putting up such a big fight, especially in the middle of things.
Wow. No, dude. Do you see how good Rara is, bro?
Dignitas, he got himself, what, almost 25 plus kills, and everyone else, just a couple of rounds ago, single digits still. Dignitas, they needed everyone to try to step up to the plate, and indeed everyone did in the last few rounds, but even then, they tried to pull out what would be the round.
They did not, no, they won 3 rounds. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you? He's like, oh, they pulled it out towards the end. Bro, they were 6-1. They were 6-1. They ended up 13-8. So you tell me they pulled back towards the end? They won 2 rounds, bro, after they fucking won 5 rounds in a row. You're fucking, goddamn it. Get your fucking ginger ass out of here. You don't even know what the fuck you've seen, you motherfucker. This kid's only here because he's cute as shit and he's going to make some money and he's going to have a pretty face, you know?
Then you've got problems, but Dignitas meant to reset into the second map. Wardell looked on top of his game. Same with Rara.
Rara was beyond on top of his game. I've never seen, like, yeah, how the fuck are you going to tell me that they pulled back towards the end? They did not pull back towards the end. They were 6-1 and went from 6-1 to 13-8. You won 2 rounds after you won a 5-1. You went 5-1 and then you won 2 rounds past that. You had one man carrying you. That man was 15-3 at the beginning of the game. Like, how are you going to tell me that? How are you going to tell me that? I'm sorry, but Sabrosa is a bad son of a bitch, and he always has been, bro. But let's put it down to it. Rara needs signs, like, way better than what he deserves. Rara is fucking insane. Rara is fucking insane.
Yeah. You like what you see, baby? Zip jab.
That is nuts, bro.
I feel like I need to defend my scene's honor here, because this is just turning into a bit of a dog battle.
Like groups always look.
I'm cutting you off here. I'm cutting you off. Cutting you off. He said G2's winning it. He said G2's winning it.
We need to wait till the next EU tournament, which could be in about 10 years now.
Take it with like a grain of salt.
No,
but that being said,
take it super literally.
Spike defused.
So game recap. Let's be real. Who think Rah is underrated? Like, let's be real. Who thinks Rah is underrated, bro? Because that shit was fucking nuts. Like, that was fucking nuts, bro. I'm sorry, but dude, Rah is under fucking rated, bro. That boy was bad as fuck, dude. Let's go clip that shit. Let's go on that. Then we'll just go back and just go start rewatching.
What sound experience would you like to?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice. And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless? On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
I have a convenience store delivery for Super Girlfriend?
Oh yeah, he said just put it there.
Perfect timing.
Get more from your neighborhood.
So soft.
DoorDash.
I hear the ads, but I don't see them. Wait, what? Really? Are you gonna make your coffee soon? Hannah made me some coffee. So.
Yeah, they have a badass espresso machine. Do you see that fucking milk froth on the top of that shit? Mm. There's a lot of people that have 3090s, bro. Shroud has 2 3090 Founders Editions. Okay? He does not just have 3090s, bro. He has Founders Editions. Those are $4,000 a piece, bro. Go look them up right now. Here, you know what? Let's go look it up. Let's go look it up together. I bet you $1 million because they're at least $3,000 right now. Here's Founders Editions, bro. Used. 3090s Founders Edition. eBay. Boom. These are not in stock. I don't give a fuck what you say. These are not in stock. You're not going to get these. You won't get them again. Like, that is fucking nuts, dude. $2,800.
Not again, folks.
2 times in a row. Two times in a row. Two times.
It came down to the point where, you know, I'm trying to fix up this green screen. You know, I didn't want to make too much noise.
It used to be me.
It used to be you. But folks, hey, we're good though. Welcome on back. It is Valorant Challengers number 2, and no more muted.
I can't handle him, bro. I can't handle him, bro. He's so cringe, bro. He is so fucking cringe, bro. I cannot handle this motherfucker. Take his job away. Give it to me, god damn it. I cuss too much to have that job. I'd be like, what the fuck? The fuck. No, I want this game, though, real bad, chat. I think we're going to scoop this one up. I think me and Maddie are going to get this game. He bought me a game. I think I need to get him a game. I get paid tonight. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. We'll see how much I get paid. I'm pretty sure I'm getting this tonight, though, because I get paid tonight.
Like a good neighbor.
No, he's not, dude. Yes, he is. Oh my god, dude. They said they were bringing someone new to fucking State Farm, dude. They brought Lupo to State Farm. They even had this announcement, bro. Did you guys know that? I didn't know they were bringing Lupo to fucking State Farm.
That's nuts. Gabby was gaming in her bedroom. Then she ate some chips and got cheese dust clogged in her controller. Should have had Totino's Pizza Rolls, the poppable snack that's easy to eat, because it's Totino's. Or game over. Buy Totino's and get bonus in-game content.
Get up to $700 this month while listening to music, or filling out the crossword, or brainstorming what to make for dinner.
See, that's.
Help save lives.
This is what I do.
CSL plasma donor today.
$700 a month. See that? That's what I've been doing. That's what I'm gonna start doing, like to stop me from getting a job and everything, so I can pay bills and everything. So that what you guys have seen, that's legit what I'm gonna start doing. I'm donating plasma so that I don't, my bills aren't that much. It helped me be able to focus on this. It takes like roughly like 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 times a week, and you push that process, and yeah, I can legitimately do that and pay my bills. So that's what we're gonna start doing. So I mean, I would love to make more money. I'd love to get a better job, but like I said, I want to start creating content. I want to start making this more of a daily feature. I want to do this all the time for you guys. So like, I was thinking about it.
They won 4 rounds in a row. They're the ones that ended up winning out their bonus.
It's really fun, dude. I see a lot of, I mean, it's a Viking version of all these like survival games of like, it's like a Viking version of Minecraft. It's like a Viking version of fucking, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is, dude. It's no different from those games, bro. It really isn't.
They have not conceded, I believe, more than 6 rounds. Only one team has gone 6 rounds, and that being Rise. So this is a team that, on a sense, you look at it and you're like, Dignitas, what could go wrong here? There are so many things. TSM again have been looking unbelievable. In recent times, in those 5 games they have played, this is actually the map where they run Sky, Sova, and Brimstone. So things do get a little bit peculiar. I'm curious to see what they bring to the table again.
What are you doing?
Sticking to that no sense of the run, but instead
Are
going
you?
to initiators.
Awesome.
This time around, it's not going to be too controlled.
What are you doing?
Sky and Sova, interested to see how they want to play this one out. And
What
you
do
won't
you-
have Sabrosa
yeah?
that Raze anymore. He's been infamous for taking control with that boom.
Your shirt's on inside out.
We haven't watched any, I think, demos or seen any VODs of TSM on a set, so this is a blank slate.
Oh, really?
Still, what their strats are.
Yeah, and again, very much anticipating what would be an early, fast start for the boys at TSM, because it's almost exactly what we saw on Bind. It's going to be slow, methodical early run, but they're explosions. They're very much calculated. It's very much a joy to
Am I in the way of his
watch
face? I am.
to try to take on for your own strategies in the future, although I'm only plat. So it comes down to the point now for Dignitas when we're talking about agent comp, which they keep things more or less stable, especially on this map where Killjoy is actually very, very versatile, and as a controller, it's one of its best maps.
Oh,
so
wow.
still they're going to be playing up KJ on Def most likely, Omen up on Ryan. We still have Rawer actually tending to play Reyna on this map, which is a little bit more of a curveball because still you can play around with the duelist more, and it's the same thing with TSM where they actually do tend to switch around their duelist roles, but it's going to be Maka back on the Sova and Psalm actually back on a Raze. So we might see a whole lot more of Psalm coming into this map too. So Dignitas, they still have their own potential, but TSM, it's almost exactly the same thing where they still keep up their same agent comp.
We're doing 2 out of 3s. Okay, so we got 2 more.
So scary.
Yeah, I will say though that at least for Dignitas, is
We
that
got a
when it
possibility
does
of 2
come
more,
down to it,
but I
Psalm
don't see it happen.
Raze
So
and Raw next to him as well. It's
predictions for next match. We've seen what one match is going to bring us. We've seen how Raw is going to handle. We've seen how Sabrosa is going to just rip through the fucking walls like he always does. But Hazed surprised me. Hazed really surprised me.
But Psalm no longer on the Phoenix does kind of throw.
Psalm when he went over,
how are they going to go about this map?
He took off Phoenix. So Psalm went off Phoenix and went to Raze.
Want to take as much ground as possible.
And then
Psalm can very easily do that. Raw on the Reyna.
Sabrosa switched up.
So a lot of questions, at least in
Raw is still okay. So Raw plays hard ADS. All right, let's get it.
So I'm kind of just spewing. I'm kind of just theory crafting what's going to happen. I
think it's going to be exactly the same. 13-7, 13-8. I think it's going to be the same thing. 13-7, 13-8. Unless they get blown out the water. If they get blown out the water, then it'll be a 13-5, 13-4. I don't know.
No idea.
I don't see it getting blown out the water again though, because they've played with him. They understand him a little more. Either TSM is going to take this through the fucking
Sense
walls
against DTE
and just
Gold. They
push their shit in so fucking hard, it's not even funny.
More importantly,
but the problem is, on a
out
wider
the
map
Sense,
like
not
this, you
against
have
any of the top
you have
tier,
middle area,
I guess you could say, a
which is an
matchup
unopened, uninhabitable area that everybody loves to fucking fight.
Really smart and just
so we might be
banned
having a team deathmatch match.
And some counter picks that TSM they aren't exactly used to.
13-4.
Icebox was actually the one that TSM ended up winning, and like you said, they have been developing more of their own map pool
Wow, so you
recently,
think they're
or
going to choke that hard? You don't think Rara's going to be able to hold it down?
TSM, they look so impressive in a sense.
Wow.
And it's them and Envy and Immortals really on that front line
I don't
leading
know.
the
That's
Icebox movement. But in maps like Split and Bind, where TSM, they've been playing for a very long time, since pretty much the beginning of this game. They still have a little bit of a lack on, but they're still trying to hold on to what is their best counter pick in their pool, Ascent. And it just so happens to be that Dignitas, they love Ascent. TSM, their best map is Ascent, and we're really seeing two powerhouses about to explode.
Well, Dignitas, because it isn't their map pick, will take the defensive side. TSM, again, in the past, no team has gotten 7 rounds on them. Not more than 6. Only Rise has accomplished that amount in the past 5 games they've played. So this is slated to be a one-sided map, at least in the eyes of TSM. But again,
that's what I'm
no
saying.
take
Like,
on either of these teams.
okay,
it's a
all right.
blank
So I
slate
didn't
in
know
mind.
that about
It's a blank
TSM.
slate
It's
from
over.
both.
It's
Who's
over.
gonna come out on
This,
top?
I guess,
Big
it's TSM's
questions
map,
all
bro.
around here, and TSM
Team solo
not
mid.
going for the full frenzy
Solo
meta.
mid
Ordell sticking back to that
is a
Sheriff.
reference
There's
from
Dignitas,
League of
they opt
Legends.
for
You
3
run
frenzies.
solo mid. You have right lane, left lane, and mid lane. Okay, you have top lane, bottom lane, and mid lane. Okay. Now on top lane,
looking for early fights.
you can
Nothing
run
going in.
duos,
Shirley's
but it's
gonna
normally
clear out
solo.
B main, so they are looking for early
And you
fights,
run
TSM.
jungle.
They're
Then
not
you
gonna get
have
anything
bottom
from
lane,
that
which
just
is
yet.
support and ADS, and then you have solo mid. Okay. It's always called solo
Always the
mid. It's
workers
not
for
mid lane.
TSM
It's
that
called solo mid. All right.
seem to
So
capture
that's
all
where
the
team
attention.
solo mid come from at that term.
This
So
time
they're
it's Ordell on the front lines.
like they it's such a cool little name if you really think about
noise over towards the B side too, but Dignitas, I mean,
the
they're
circumference
still very
of
much wary of the
where
fact
their name
that
comes
TSM,
from.
they love to go for fakes, they love to go for these lurks. We saw it throughout the first map too. They still hold on to the 4-man setup on A. They don't want to give that up at all.
Yeah.
But it also could lead to a full retake too. So this is just overall a good setup for them, good conservative setup where they could still stay safe, potentially get some early frags.
Yeah, so what's going on here already is Def is just trying to control this back portion of site where they can have easy access on the retake and try and at least force players on TSM to kind of sit back on the middle of site where it makes it a lot easier for Dignitas because they have those flashes already in the Reyna.
Here they come. They're coming all
Def
flanking.
does
They're all
his
flanking
job,
right now.
tries to hold them back as long as he can, gives the info,
Bombs
everyone's
on.
rotating, the Killjoy turrets
Yeah, I
is
was gonna say,
knocking
bombs
down
on.
towards mid, and now a 5-on-5 retake. These initiators can be huge.
But they
in
all
delaying
like they all
and
fucked up.
getting
They left it
info.
open.
But
They
Dignitas
left
are
it
getting ready
open.
to spur on
So
that
now they
side.
all have to
Valorant
break
tosses out a
in
lead,
like they're
and
planning
Jones
the
got
bomb.
First blood in the retake.
Still not a lot of damage as Dignitas, they're just left completely away outside of Util, and Maka actually goes for that first peek, but Def, well-timed swing, Rah-Rah, same thing, in comes He's now in a 1v3, and that is just well-timed from Dignitas as everyone from TSM just goes down off the first contact.
Yeah, great hold as well from Dignitas.
How
to keep
do
all
you
the
hold
players
the
on
whole
TSM
objective?
in the back side?
How do you hold the
Nobody's able to
whole
edge out.
objective
It's
and
only
have
Cutler
every
stuck
angle
in B
covered,
main, and Dignitas
and you
can
let him
hit a
break through?
shock dart and paint shell grenades, a smoke
I am
beam as
so
well to try
confused
and
on that.
flush him out of that position. And TSM,
You
with
had the
players
whole.
surrounding,
You
players
had
coming from
everyone
every
in there.
single
All
angle,
you had to do was
all
watch that
congregated
angle,
in
watch
the
that
back
angle, watch
side.
that angle,
You've got
and
too
have
many
two
angles
watch
to
the
watch and
stairs.
not enough people to
You had to
watch
have
them.
two watch the stairs,
Dignitas
one
take
on
the
each one of
first
the doors.
round,
That's
but
5
TSM,
players.
You know what they love to do.
Like,
They're gonna
I'm-
full buy back here and try and contest even more heavily.
Wow.
And see what they can get from this one. Nothing really to boast about
It
here.
seems like TSM's gonna choke on this one,
TSM
honestly.
gonna be walking into 2 players once more. Def setting up utility to try and hold them back. Early smoke, but an early push, and there is no paranoia yet to respond as they congregate back into the back site, and they're gonna try and hold this down. Both Def and Ryan alone on the site right now, and Nanostorms end up popping. It'll hold the back for now, but again, Dignitas, it's gonna be a difficult hold here. Def takes the first peek. Same thing with Ryan and TSM. They drop players, but they do get one back now.
Ryan is still in the back lines, and Cutler fully knew that. Psalm actually takes one back with a boom pot. Now it's a 2-on-2.
Shot through the wall, shot through the wall, shot through the wall.
Oh my lord!
Shot through the wall. That's through the wall.
Maka with the spam down, gonna be able to get the kill back.
Still shooting through the fucking wall.
No plant down for TSM. None of that extra cash. Now it's just Cutler relying on the stinger, and Maka comes up huge at the end of things. 2K from Maka, and I mean Dignitas. They were looking a little bit shaky, but they were still holding their own in terms of the hard 1v1s.
And Rara's only got 1 kill.
Huge chance off the post plant, but that just got defused.
I'm sorry, but those guys got pissed off last round if they're coming in hot like this.
Sabrosa trying to battle hard. TSM now down to just the full sheriff buy. It's literally the same thing they had at the beginning of the first half of Bind, where they lose the first 2, and then they go to 5 sheriffs. And again, it's Cutler, I think, as well had the light shield, so they're gonna do what they can here. Try and take some guns out of the hands of Dignitas. Nothing too major of a loss there, so Dignitas is gonna try and turn this one into a bonus. Drone, try and get the ult orb to get his run it back charged up. Maybe they can use that here, but regardless, even if they do end up losing this round, it'll be fully charged up early. So TSM, they do end up getting the run it back online. So Broza, though, tagged down heavily on the sky. He looks for a little more information, but he doesn't get much of it.
What, this is boring to you?
But surely start to gamble back to the A site. They'll leave Ryan just to spot. TSM edging their way up here. Recon Bolt to clear. No movement yet from Dignitas, and no need to, as Def is going to start to get aggressive. They know the hit is coming, and Maka taking the early fight. There's one player around the corner to swing, and it's Solemn to clean things up here. Blast back to hold them back, and Dignitas with a solid hold so far, as TSM are down to just 4.
Hold at least from Dignitas with a 4-man hold of the sights. And in they go. Rara, at least with the first pick. He has to be safe off the dismiss. Barely makes it in the back line, but Sabrosa was ready. Som gets one back. And Cutler. Have to look out over towards the heaven area, but still nothing of the sorts. So TSM, they just wanted that spike down Sully. Try to get that economic damage into the hands of Dignitas, but even then it was, I guess you could say, well executed. They had the right util, but Dignitas heading into this next round, they're still switching up their composition. Usually they've been playing the KJ up in B. It's been a hard controller with really only one player playing around the heaven area and just trying to play in terms of hard rotation. But this time they want to just have as much control as possible on both sides.
Trailblazer goes in. Sabrosa gonna get early control. Reveals that the majority of these players, I think he at least spotted a guaranteed 2. I don't know if Ryan was in the view of that.
I think this is Dignitas' favorite map.
Might not know that there's 3 here. And Dignitas are gonna call early rotations. Or at least I think they are. Maka is edging over back towards spawn. Minimal mid control off of the eco here. And Dignitas, they're very aware of the fact that this is gonna be a retake towards this side. Or apologies, the bonus of Dignitas.
Right.
Not going to retake off the Owl Drone, but it's super patient here for TSM. They've got the info they want. They're clearing out all the extremities. And now they can pick and choose where they want to go, because again, lack of mid control gives Wardell and Hayes here an opportunity to spring onto the B site, where Sabrosa has already cleared out B main.
Again, mid control for TSM has been rarely used thus far, but wow, Som just runs on through. Sabrosa fully flashed, but it doesn't matter.
That is fucking
Som
nuts.
can't get the frag back. Same thing with Maka, and this hold of B is completely knocked down by the ones. Def now on his way back, and not only that, but there's actually a B main lurk, B main flank. Dignitas, they have to find onto so much pressure. What on earth, Sabrosa? You good? I'm not even gonna say 4x3. He totally saw him and just totally looked away. But it's all good. 3v2. Now for the rest of the boys, the TSM over towards the back of site. Still Dignitas laying around the courtyard area. Could still save up these guns, but a slight bit of util. They just gotta go for these picks, and Cutler has a beautiful position. I mean, honestly, just these post-plant positions in general have full up. These exits could be big Sully, though.
Yeah, that's all they're going for. They're trying to keep these players on the site. Def and Rara really trying to put a lot of pressure into TSM, but they do end up escaping. If they could have kept them there, 3 players go down, and that's 5 players have to rebuy back. So the idea is there, at least for both Def and Rara, but because Def ends up staying alive, he'll take a big hit in terms of credits. He's only going to get a K
Could
back,
be.
But he does have enough to
I mean, it could be.
Teammates. So nothing too big yet.
Rara's not doing nothing.
See the round. It was
Hayes hasn't shown his face one little bit. Sabrosa's still doing Sabrosa's things. So I mean,
major just yet.
They haven't made it to 4 yet.
For the knives is going to try and battle, I think, here for the
I mean,
early on.
Like I said, they went 5-1 last game, and then after they went 5-1, they only got 3 more rounds.
Completely empty.
Or they got 2 more rounds because it was 13-7, right? Or it's 13-8. So yeah.
You're gonna actually tack on a little bit of damage at the back line, but TSM.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, look how fast.
Still a couple of players on the front lines, but in comes Rara. No peek. There you go. Hayes finally gets that swing back. Still going to be able to get another one.
Rara is so good, bro. Rara is so fucking good. Did you see him just sneaking up behind Brimstone like that? Dude, god damn, bro.
Singular player left for Dignitas.
Rara's so good, dude.
Maka having to make the long rotation, and man, oh man, so efficient.
Rara is so fucking good, dude.
Main pressure from TSM, and again, Dignitas going for pretty much just an all-out take, seeing what kind of early picks they can get. But nothing of the sort here, Sully, as now Maka. He's left remaining, just looking for exits, just as the last time.
Info? None of it. Maka. Definitely in a peculiar position. So Broza, I think, already has his number, sees the barrel. Yeah, Maka at that point just wants to get out with maybe 1 or 2 kills. He'll be lucky if he gets 2. I think 1 was all he could find there, but even then, Sabrosa spots the barrel. Dignitas, full reset now, essentially. Def with the only
it goes anyway, Matt.
Here.
Sabrosa just needs to get warmed up.
I will say is that
Hayes just showing his face. Hayes finally got his fucking kill in there.
The lockdown if he ends up getting a kill.
Mortal is
end up losing their round.
He's more of a support player. That's why he's constantly jet.
That Dignitas will carry on from this round into the next. That'll help them moving forward. But
he's trying to ADS.
At least written over this round. The light buy from Dignitas. Stingers can be deadly. But the way TSM are playing, despite looking for early fights on, they're playing it completely safely, right? They're taking double swings. They're using 1 to 2 players to swing a position. They're even cleared out most of the obscure angles, ensuring that they're not going to get caught off guard, and even using these initiator utilities to take full map control.
It's literally 5 minutes to bedtime, and they're literally howling like wolves, bro.
Now 5th coming in. Assault makes the rotation, but Drone to go in first. Trailblazer to lead the charge. Doors are closed, and TSM now have the site on lockdown.
Dignitas have the side on lockdown, but they still need to fight up over towards that back lane. There goes the showstopper, but actually a dash out. How on earth is Wardell still alive, and Wardell still gets the kill back? And in we go. Def and Maka both with deagles.
How did you miss the fucking rocket launcher shot and then still get a double kill?
Still 3 on 3.
Blast it.
Ryan around the corner. In goes the flash. But even then,
bust it, baby.
Double nano storm covering up the lane. That is just so well done. But even then, the orbital strike is going to take out the lockdown. Dignitas, they had all of their options covered. Again, I just love that setup from the KJ, but again, forced to use out the ulti, and Def still gets the kill back. Hayes and Wardell, last 2 players remaining. Still has a stinger. Same thing with a sheriff. 15 seconds left. Spike still hasn't gone down. Hayes does get the kill back onto Def. Mako swings. Only gets 1 for his favor. 3 rounds now that Dignitas have not been able to fight back off the initial coverage, but this time it's a little bit different, Sully. But TSM still has all of their options covered.
Really risky swing from Wardell as well. Maybe TSM getting a little bit over-eager to finish it off. And Wardell had a free spike plan. It's down to the wire. We've seen plays with sheriffs that can pop off. I mean, Maka had a 3K in the last map of Bind. I mean, risky swing from Wardell. But at least they end up walking away with it. 4 players go down, heavy reinvestments, and even then, an even bigger one is that lockdown being used. Def ends up using the last to try and close it out.
But
they don't get it
is
done.
That really the case?
Dignitas have now used up one of their most major ultimates here, and TSM, well, the first player to go down is going to be Sabrosa. Def has now got 3 on that charge. As TSM set themselves up here on A. Once more, the doors go down, the smoke goes up. They have the site for now. The spike is sure to go down. They're going to play the post.
They're going to come back on the right side.
Playing off of the Hunter Spheri. And that'll be big as him and Wardell are congregated back towards A main where they're going to scout things out. And Dignitas with a 5v4 retake to play against.
Right here.
Brim was looking right at him. He doesn't even know he's there.
They have all the options.
Oh, Rise seen him. Rise seen him. Rise seen him. Didn't even see him.
All the control. Hunter Spheri. This one gonna be able to do.
He got Rise. Yep. I was gonna say, there's no way in hell he didn't get Rise. He got Omen too.
Hayes just drops.
He's got one up top. Oh my God, there's a triple. He's gonna go for the quad. Go for the quad. That's it. All 4 heads. He's the last one right there. He knows he's there. He knows he's there. He knows he's there.
Ah! Hayes with an ace. Holds down the site successfully for TSM as Dignitas left again with her head scratching.
Huge play, Hayes. Great side execution. TSM so patient, clearing out every single angle. Sabrosa,
Hayes just showed up, bro. Hayes just showed up, bro.
The Trailblazer drawing attention away, and Hayes pivots around the site expertly. First 2 frags, the third is amazing, and then this 4th one, he already knows where the 5th is. Like
He
you
literally,
said, sees
come
the
on.
barrel, and he is a
Oh,
well-deserved
man.
ace, man. 4-3 TSM.
Woo! I told you, Hayes hasn't showed up yet, bro. Once he shows up, see, you might not be wrong, Matty. They might go 10 on, bro. They legit might go 10 on, bro.
Only sees one. He's putting on pressure here, and that's what matters. It's keeping it.
They have the offense right off bat.
The edge of their seat is they've got no idea
You know what I'm
where
saying?
they're playing, but
Defense is easier, I feel like. I feel like defense is so much easier, and that's how TSM plays. They feel like defense is easier. So,
for this eco, already down
they've got what?
4v5. It's Def to trying to retake some map control, but Sabrosa ready, watching in case he wants to push.
He's to your right, bro. And
he's gonna say safe. His shoulder gets spotted. Still the frag back for Sabrosa. Def goes down. And I like that early pressure from Sabrosa.
Dude, Sabrosa's a bad motherfucker, dude.
It keeps their opponents on their toes, but...
Okay, Brim's looking right at Omen. Let's see what happens. Omen's done. Okay, they'll be coming back around, and Rise knows where Brim's at because, yep, okay. But now Jet knows, yep.
All they can do is frag back. And
Sova's got nothing on him. He's going to might be able to get one.
Nope. Still one more remaining in the back line. It's going to be Maka. And Sabrosa takes him down with another headshot. That's a 5th round for TSM, and it's looking to become almost a routine at this point.
That is nuts, bro. This is nuts, bro.
No one really nearing their ult completion. They do have 2 really big.
He was literally 1-4, bro, and now he's 10-5. Homeboy's showing the fuck up, bro. Sabrosa's, you know, it was like 4-4, you know, like 5 or 4-4 or 3-4, something like that. Like Sabrosa's here, bro.
It does look like that's what they're doing here. 4 towards
I don't fuck with Sabrosa. Like, he's a bad son of a bitch, bro.
Hayes will check down towards mid. There
But
are 3 players.
where's Rara at? Dude, he's 4-6, and he was like 20-5 or 20. Or no, sorry, he was 25 and
Ryan's taking a TP into the back site.
25 and 13, I think.
DIGNITAS are putting a lot of investment in an area that nobody is waiting, and while Def finds the first, he's gonna have to concede the site and try and play with his team for the retake. And it's Sabrosa on this like that needed to go big, but he goes down once more. A Hunter Sphere and an Orbital Strike to play with on this retake.
Okay, so Jet's going up top, and Jet's got the angle looking on. So I don't think he's gonna press this corner. Oh, he's gonna press. He's gonna press. Why would you press? Okay, so you know that
they're focusing all of their efforts over towards the cat area, but TSM still with the crosses up. Orbital Strike not gonna be able to catch anything. They can still fight up into that back line of heaven. With Cat being broken down, Wardell still on the front line. Smoke going up to
Brim's
TSM
shooting to the wall. Brim's shooting. Brim's shooting.
From Cutler. Wardell holding down the line. This was a 5v3, and it's a 2v1 now that just gets shut down. TSM. A 6th round in their favor in DIGNITAS. No matter what advantage they have, it evaporates in a second.
What do you do?
In the back line from TSM.
You were 5-3, bro. You were 5-3.
Walks right into their crosshairs.
Huge play from
and
both
immediately
Wardell
go down.
And not to mention the use of the orbital structure
to a
get
1v4
lines, Gus. They take everything
in
for
2
themselves.
seconds.
DIGNITAS, we're all
you're literally
your
mentality, your ego, your self-confidence goes to 0 at that point in time.
Sitting in A main,
you literally go to 0 at that point in time. You literally just you have nothing in the tank at that point in time.
2 ways to play a disadvantage. You
either play so smart that you're just playing like a scared little girl, or
no business in getting
you realize that you're just gonna get beat every time on a 1v1 aspect, bro. And when you're 5v5 and you're coming in on a 1v1 aspect, trying to go for trade, if you can't even get that trade,
Sabrosa once more in this lurk, always being
your self-confidence and your team morale just went down to 0, bro. That is the game over right there. That's game the fuck over. You don't come back from that.
And maybe, just maybe, they can bait out another lockdown here by Def.
Team confidence and morale is I'm sorry, but that's key 1 of winning a goddamn game.
I think you've mentioned that because at this point, DIGNITAS, they're
okay, so we're trading. We're starting to trade again.
Is now TSM. Learning mostly that their opponents are a little bit more reactionary at this point, but good trade back actually by Mac.
That was very good trade.
Cat and a double hold mid. Not exactly conventional, but those worked out for the trades. Ryan does make a little bit of noise too. Sabrosa knows that he's close, but he walks back into the smoke, trying to get the spray down to Ryan, and now it's a man advantage for DIGNITAS. Or if the plant goes down, the ulti could go up at the same time.
Hold your angles.
Cap being closed, they gotta go. The plant will be able to go down in the rotation.
Hold your angles.
at least from Ryan, is going to come in at a good time, but they'll run it back in a great position. Recon bold, and he got it back. Wonderfully done, but they lost control of sight. Def does take back Wardell, still trying to search for another one, and Drone was just waiting on sight, trying to see what he could pull off in a ring around the Rosie type style, and Dignitas going to be able to take down a fourth. So again, good eyes at least. They completely leave the lockdown on its lonesome. The two players that were around the garden area just completely boot their way up into heaven, knowing that Ryan A would be up in cat. And not only that, but the spike just about to get planted. They knew that they still had the control back. So all options covered. No way the TSM could at least escape. And just like that, 4-6 score line. Dignitas still with a buy back, but their economy still not looking all too great. TSM has more than enough of a economy set up to buy up for the next 2 rounds, and it's still very much efficient. TSM, though, this round, Sully, still focusing their efforts over on A for now, while they still have Sabrosa pulling away attention on B.
It does look like there's a slight tack pause.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Imagine for either
back
side.
in a moment. I'm gonna get these kids settled down for bed.
Neck and neck.
I'm gonna leave this playing for you guys. I'll be right back.
Reset. They definitely are playing those late lurks, and Dignitas, they're trying to put a lot of focus in taking down Sabrosa early on, right? We see a lot of early investments. Def pushing forward, dropping nano swarms, and TSM, that forces them to readjust, because once they lose that presence, once they lose that lurk, they know the jig is up. Dignitas can make rotations, and TSM, with this time, probably just, I have no idea who's actually, I think it is actually Dignitas' call, so.
It is a technical pause at this point.
Technical pause, okay. Dig tac, okay, so it's a Dignitas tactical pause.
Oh, weird. A little bit longer. I think they're just taking their sweet time. I mean, we're used to tactical pauses in certain games being like a minute and a half long, so yeah, certainly we can wait out the time as much as we want. And Dignitas finally coming back into things. So yeah, still trying to readjust their setup in a sense, but even with the controller of Def holding down the B side, they still want to early paranoia in that area to potentially get a little bit of a wide swing or just to get some information down, but still nothing of the sort in that area. As TSM, they still held up their early call for A main. Love this from Sabrosa, though. He does get a little bit of sound over in B main, but he just boots on back to A. So now Dignitas, they're always going to be wary at some point of a rotation back, and TSM, they just need to focus on taking up the site. It's going to be a full retake too, Sully.
Same exit here for TSM. Smoke down in heaven. Shock dart to try and force players back out of that smoke. Dignitas, they're going to blast down those doors. A smoke ready as well here for Hayes. Player backed up. That's going to be Cutler trying to play with his Hunter Shear. He's got Wardell as well next to him to try and hold it down. 2 players stuck in the site. A third rotating towards Cat. That's Sabrosa, but there's been a lurk set up already. Alarm bot at the ready. They can spin around, but they're going in. They might not notice it. They might go unchecked here. Sabrosa has been revealed. Flashes go in, guiding lights out, and there's the flank, but there are the kills. TSM locking things down. Psalm blast backed in, but he gets nothing for it. 1v3 and 36 HP. It's Cutler to gun him down. No Hunter Sphere needed, and TSM going into the last round are looking good, 7-4, and looking for an 8th now.
TSM, statistically, most of their rounds come in from the defensive side. 67% win rate. But in comparison to what would be their attacking side this time, and in this tournament, it's been 70%. So still very much efficient in just getting these high caliber takes in quick and simple, Sully. It almost leaves Dignitas with no time to react, no time to get really all of their chickens in the bunch, because at this point, Dignitas, they still lay around these sites. They're looking for gambles, and still without a whole lot of util, they have to really stay very conservative in how they use it in the early rounds. They leave them questioning themselves. It's almost like a paranoia, but in the normal sense. But in we go. Dignitas going for something a little bit different. Mid control, and they still have eyes over in mid, but it doesn't matter. Wardell with the updraft knives. And that's essentially going to be it. They have full control of the B site. They're covering up the rotations. Wardell still has the knife, still gets the kill, although he's fully flashed. It's just nuts. 2 players remaining for Dignitas. They're left scratching their heads. No way they can make their way back, and Wardell is still on the barrels, and the boom bot finds him. 4v2, Sully.
Smoke down towards B main. They're going to try and go for this. They have to. Last round of the half. They have one paint shell. They could clear this close corner, but Hayes playing that headshot angle. Hunter Siri invested. Cutler gunning for them. It's Hayes to take down Psalm. The confusion brought by the Hunter Siri now puts Ryan in almost an impossible, dare I say, 1 versus 4. He does end up using a paranoia, but there's not much he can do here. He's being watched by every single angle that he could imagine. And Dignitas, they don't take the half. And TSM, they have a lead 8-4 on the defensive side, or apologies, the attacking side. That's the least favorite side. And now on the defense, TSM, so far it holds true. No team able to get more than 6 rounds on them, and Dignitas just falls short at 4.
It's that crazy stat line that we mentioned with a lot of teams always having at least one map where they could just maintain their opponents to a low amount of rounds. TSM with a high amount of efficiency, and just off of this pistol round, I would be remiss to say that this one wouldn't be done and dusted, but Dignitas, again, still with a couple of tricks up their sleeve, especially in this round. They actually want to maintain Solemn over on the other side of the map. Still acting as a rotation, still acting as bait. With a whole lot of noise being made in A main at the moment, they're going to be able to get early ultra. That's definitely going to help them out within the next 2-3 rounds. Big from Rara. Still trying to take out at least a little bit of contact, but slowly, again, Dignitas, they're still keeping a default, but it's a little bit more noisy than expected.
Yeah. Let's feel like now Salma's just trying to catch players pushing down towards B main. Sabrosa using that trailblaze to get all the info in the world. Return back tag from the Algon by Maka. Sabrosa still contesting. He's got info, and Rara's on a late lurk. I don't know what their game plan is here right now. They have no control towards B main. It's going to be a blind exit as Rara does end up collecting upon the first kill. He's been fully healed now, overhealed if you will, and even takes down a second. Rara tearing them up on the A site, and Drone gunned down by the Frenzy. Leaves Cutler now in a very tricky predicament, and now Sabrosa left in a 1 versus 5. Does seem like they're again an impossible situation, but for now, Sabrosa gonna try and get something done. You know, just stat pad at this point.
Stat pad. Good win for the exits. There's one player close that he could isolate.
Sabrosa's such a badass. If anybody's going to take this out of this round, it's going to be Sabrosa. But at the same time, Rara started off and just went strong. So, I mean, you can't take that away from Rara. Rara deserves it.
There you go.
I mean, Rara is. I mean,
things again.
I mean, Dignitas. Yeah, you can touch it on Dignitas right now and see how they're doing.
We were talking about it earlier on in the game.
Realistically, they're not out of the game. They're not out of the game. It's
decent amount of potential in terms of their takes. Decent amount of potential in their individual fragging. We're certainly seeing a lot more in Rara.
I don't see on the individual fragging. On a team base, yes, they are good on the fragging aspect. But without Rara,
this guy almost seems robotic. Sometimes he seems a little bit too cold in a sense, where he just stops his mouse and just waits for someone to just walk into it. We're seeing some of those situations now where Dignitas, they're trying to isolate scenarios.
He's very technical,
from
right?
Dignitas,
but you're not going to say that about the whole Dignitas, because Dignitas is not like that. So Dignitas without Rara
has lots of early pressure in terms of noise, but in reality, they're waiting for a bait. They're just waiting for these players to rush on in. Indeed, there you go.
Sabrosa,
Ryan. Sabrosa still getting the kill back up to Ryan. He had the full angle, but Sabrosa's nuts. You may have the best strategy in the world, but when you have frags like that, that's just nuts. 4v4 Sully.
Spins back around. Okay, TSM picking up another man advantage. Cutler even has a spike in his view. Same thing with Drone here. Next thing you know, Dignitas, a 4v3. Disadvantageous position as Drone getting a little bit more information.
See how hard they were going at the beginning of it?
Like, he's got a Bucky, and he's got one to the face of Rara. Drone cleans it up with the Stinger. What has happened here? Dignitas, they might just concede the second round forced by Def left in a clutch.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, Chad. I think this is all a game over for them.
2 there as well with Wardell back towards Cats.
You're off by 1. You're off by 1. You're off by 1.
Ryan whiffing his shots, and Sabrosa with a 180 shot on the Sheriff.
You're off by 1 They're not going to win another one.
There's so much
if they win another one, it's all luck, but TSM's got this one had, bro.
Rara
might get a couple more badass plays like he did last one, but realistically, like, look at Sabrosa, bro. Look at Sabrosa, dude. That shit was nuts, dude.
Yeah, you got to feel bad. Certainly not for the picks, because now TSM snagged themselves a 9th. And again, Dignitas, they were about to waltz into at least a little bit of a
free
bonus
win.
for them.
A free win, yeah.
Going into this round, and that has just been completely knocked away. I mean, this team just needs a couple of rounds on the board. This team just needs any sort of momentum, and they're not getting.
You're not gonna get it
at the moment. Good.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're not gonna get shit.
Still getting that pressure in, and not only that, but knocking down the gate for the later potential.
TSM has already mentally beat your ass. Like, you guys, your demeanor has changed 100%.
Trying to take mid control, something that they were attempting to do a little bit earlier on, but TSM, they decided to fight that up immediately. This time we can finally see what the potential is like for Dignitas off the take.
It is going to be just Drone watching that back. You have Cutler sitting on the back site. No movement for TSM. Drone is just very scared. Paranoia goes in. Now Drone realizes they don't have mid control. The smoke goes up to allow them to cross, and all Dignitas are doing is trying to account for the fact that they can't get flanked in market.
I didn't realize I was covering up the other screen.
Drone off of the information, but it's Def that pushes on through. Cutler with a Bulldog. He's got the superior weapon here on the site. Same thing with Sabrosa Spectre. 2 versus 3. It's Ryan who leaps onto the site to finally take down Cutler. They are on their toes, and Psalm knocks Sabrosa.
Oh my god, we went back to a 2v2 situation, guys.
2 versus 2 here, Gus. And they have got the weapons. But here, Psalm, he's got a chance. Hayes!
But Omen's watching it. Omen's watching it. Omen's got it. He's got 1 HP, though. He's got 1 HP.
Himself. He might get knocked down.
Oh my god. But he got the smoke on him.
He's got a chance to
Jet
win,
smoked. Fucked up.
High ground is superior. And TSM find themselves onto double digits.
Wardle's smoke almost fucked up Brim.
Pick, but it came down to Wardell too, and the off angle over in stairs, getting a couple of headshots through the wall.
Bro, that was so close. I don't even understand
so
how fucking Hayes got.
TSM, they cover up all of their bases, and
I don't know, whatever,
they're just gonna keep force buying every single round, anyways.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, but Jets fucking smoke fucked Brim hard right there.
Again, it's that same economic situation where they had in the first game, where they're down 10-5 or 10-6, and they've got to make an investment. It has to be very slight to keep TSM, or at least give them a chance to close out the round. They just want to secure a full buy for the next, to at least try and prevent TSM from 12, and that's what they're going for here. 4 play towards this B side. They do have at least the lockdown for the next round, but Cutler takes the early fight. He gets the early kill, and they have the spike as well in their view. There's not much you can do here now if you're Dignitas.
Let's say not much really. Only thing that they could have done in that situation is just try to push out the 1v1s, potentially try to isolate, but that's not really what TSM is allowing. All of these interactions we're seeing from TSM, they're all tradable.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're putting in tradable situations, but they're not capitalizing on it.
On B early on, B main pressure, that was a double. Even off of the retakes, they always assure that there's always going to be some sort of insurance policy.
There are tradable possibilities, tradable situations, and you're not getting the 1v1. You're getting the 2v1s, which is leading you to the 5v3 situation. And once you get the 5v3 situation, your morale drops. You drop 1 more, you're on a fucking, and you drop 1 with you, so you're still on a 4v2. You got that 4v2 situation, you press in, you got 2 men on each fucking angle, and that's where shit goes wrong.
For TSM to send Dignitas back. Max money loss here at least provided for Dignitas. Great synergy off of
you have to be willing to go for that trade. Like, you have to go in and someone be ready to go in, and whether you make that kill or not, you better have a buddy there immediately to trade that one. So it's a constantly, so it shouldn't be a 5v3. It should be a fucking go in, a 4v3, and then it should go in and be a fucking 3v2. And then you might get lucky and you get that one where it's a 2v2. So then you got a 2v2 situation after you get that fucking kill when you go in for the trade. And now you got proper play.
They will hold on to it.
But when that morale drops and you realize you can't even get to those trades at that point in time, you know you've gotten beat. The morale is then dropped. That's why we're sitting at 11-5 match, and this is all morale. Because I mean, if you look at the placement of each one of these teams, I mean, Dignitas is ready for TSM to be pushing up on them, and they just can't do shit on it. And I know they have Spike and they're going for plant. I should be saying it like that. But since TSM has already posted up, they're not really posted up on point like they need to be. But they're still, like, you know what I'm saying? It's only taking them 2 to control 4 every time. That's what I'm getting at. It's taking 2 to control 4. When it should be fucking a tradable possibility.
Absolutely huge, but the spray on through the smoke ended up going massive. Saw him now with a showstopper right on through. Still gonna be able to get the second. TSM all stuck in the back line, and they just get exposed by Psalm. There he is. Psalm, we've been waiting for him to
Rise is coming with that.
Just when his team needs him, just to evade that match point. He comes in huge with a 3K. Now Dignitas with a chance back, proving that they can really get a take going if they've got the right util.
Yeah, but you can't expect one player to. That's what I'm trying to say. Is they're expecting one player to show out every single fucking game, where TSM is relying on the trade, bro.
Gotten rid of the showstopper. No longer a lockdown. Now,
you're not going to pull it.
TSM, it should be a lot more straightforward to get to that 12th round. You don't have that presence in the back of your mind. Now, Rara obviously, or apologies, Solom obviously a little more closer to his ultimate. Ryan only one off of his ultimate as well. Now Dignitas, they understand that the majority of that was caused because of a lockdown and a showstopper. So can they keep the momentum? Hayes will be forced back. Anastorm forcing him to swing as Def shuts him down. An early kill here for Dignitas. They're winning these early engagements. It's not something we see too often where TS end up losing these early fights as Hayes goes out swinging by himself. It's Dignitas now in a 5v4, and they're playing so calm and collected. They're going to rotate back towards the B side, and there are two players again, Drone and Cutler, to try and hold it back. A Hunter series, all they've really got, and now they've got the info. So Bros is cleared on A main. Dignitas are now committed to this B site.
His insurance policy and Drone, but he has to get that first frag. Great eye, but in comes Cutler. Does get back the Empress in terms of Rara, but nothing back for TSM as now it's a 2-on-4. Wardell gets one pick here and he can get the knives out.
I think I'm going to end the watch stream right now. I'm going to go ahead and end the watch stream, and then I'm going to go live again because I just realized something about my video settings not downgrading right now. And I don't like that. So
this is a good setup.
You have the op as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream really quick, and then I'm gonna go live again.
Online for the next round as well, possibly.
And then I'm probably gonna go live on CPL.
So let's finish this match. That's when he's gonna back out, but look at his exits. Look at the damage. They're gonna go for it. There's not enough time, but they're gonna try and get the final kill, and they will get the final kill. Had it not been for Ryan staying alive, I thought for sure he was gonna go down there. So much pressure, but Dignitas, they take down the final two. I thought that should have been a guaranteed safe setup. Once Ordell gets the kill, get on out of there.
Yeah,
I was about to say, there might have been just a little bit time on that spike. It was a good attempt off the knives. I mean, even if that round ended up not being won by TSM, Dignitas' economy is still down in the dumps. Yes, Ryan is going to be able to reinvest and toss that down to one of his teammates, but we're not going to be seeing on some of these players, at least, their full util setup. But indeed they are, actually. It's not even that bad. TSM, they were looking at the long run rather than the round right after. So is what it is. Don't really know what the plan was, but we could just look on forward and see what Dignitas is trying to pull off in this round. Leave the spike a little bit back over towards their spawner. They're looking for some early picks here, Sully, and it's the same thing with Wardell. Is he's just waltzing up mid. Could be able to catch at least one player off the rotation. There's a couple of players in top mid. Nobody's here trying to watch his back either with a smoke up in mid. Wardell waiting, gonna be able to get one. One up in top mid, gonna be able to trade. No, Wardell gets it back. 5v3 for TSM, and the double man advantage taken up by Wardell and Wardell.
He's not even trying for the head taps.
Well, finding another down towards A main. It's finally Def to strike back, but even then, it might be too little, too late. Two ults charged. The Hunter's
He's not even going for the one taps.
Orbital strike.
He's going for the consistent fucking
no
pull up.
Chance to get a spike plan without being detected here. It is Cutler dancing around towards spawn. He's very cautious, but now he's got Wardell to at least reinforce the fact that anyone could come up mid, and he's going to watch for that angle. Now Cutler can solely focus here back towards B. Wardell, you might get another no. Maka good for the trade. Now Cutler's got to spin back because he understands the presence, but he's hiding. He's waiting. 25 seconds left, and Cutler takes the fight, but he has to back away. He's going to try and hold this down by himself. 2 versus 1 essentially for him, as both Hayes and Drone need to make hasty rotations to help them support their teammate.
Oh no, the orbital hitting in the corner. They were just trying to cover up that option. Still, that just has to go. Cutler is there. 10 seconds left.
Again.
He had so many players on him anyway.
I said 13-7, 13-8. He said 13-4.
Dignitas left scratching their heads again because off of that mid take.
I mean, realistically, they didn't. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This was nuts, dude.
Just their smokes end up.
He's not trying to fucking go for the fucking immediate one taps, dude. He's going for the consistency.
They were
the guaranteed
neutered in terms of their potential.
He's so good, bro. He knows what he's doing at all times.
Well, at least
he's not waiting for Sabrosa to pull up. Like, they're all strictly even. That was like 17-11, 15-9, 15-14, like 11 and something. They're consistent as a team, bro.
Such a heavy fight down to.
He's gonna be throwing all of them down. He's gonna be throwing all of them down.
Just even invested. Sabrosa, does he check this corner? He could get one. He could get two, but he's only gonna get one. Def in the corner. It's traded back by Hayes, but Rara, when they need him most, comes up clutch. 3v3. Both the lockdown Hunters here charge up for Dignitas moving forward. But at least TSM, a good chance to close it down. And Rara
quick,
on top
the
of
reaction time of Rara is milliseconds. You know what I'm saying?
Down towards mid to try and fake presence, but Salma's gonna slip through. They're looking for something.
I mean,
it's only drone on the B site.
You can't
it's
even,
him and Wardell. Left
you can't predict it. You can't put a timer on it. You can't do anything to it. It is so mechanical. It's not even funny. It's how fast his reaction time is. It's literally mechanical.
Wardell. Just sitting alone in hell, waiting to see what the approach would be, with Dignitas having control of the entire map at this point. I kind of like this from really both players. Allowing players to just walk into their crosshairs just to make it easier for the rotation back, but a double drop is going to work perfectly in their favor. Oh, Psalm, that is just wonderful.
Wow.
Beating out the reaction
wow.
of Wardell. Crosshair placement had to be immaculate, too. 7-12. Might be an 8-12. Jerome. Gonna have to pull off a miracle. He has all the util he would want. As that blaze wall, the double flashes. D gonna use the blaze wall early. That flash could come from anywhere, and indeed he drops. Not a singular player in hell, and that's now Drone using up that blaze wall. He can't cover up the spike. Instead, he just has to go for it. Not only that, but the paranoia and a triple swing. Sully is gonna give Dignitas in 8th round. Rara goes big. Now TSM again. They're going to be left off in a little bit of a worse for wear buy. I mean, a couple of sheriffs down the line at best. Because they just have to maintain things very simple. But I do like this take from Dignitas. As much early map control as possible. They made a lot of space. And TSM fighting early. They just needed the trades.
Yeah, now Dignitas with this 4 ultimates charged up. Some of the most crucial ones. They could even get 5 out of 5 here. Rara only needs 1 kill or just get the ult orb even. I think he's confident enough to get the kill here. TSM with Eriko. Gonna try and get aggressive. They can isolate a 1v1 against Psalm here.
He's pushing hard. They're pushing hard to get that one right off bat. Oh, yep.
Huge, but TSM.
See, that's where you're fucked up.
Control. Drone drops the hot hands. Sabrosa to clear out the top of Catwalk. He does get the information, and Hazed sitting back just a little bit. It's Rara up close. Checks the cubby. Sees nobody there. Dell as well has so much presence down towards the side of B main. But a shock dart to try and force. Okay, Hazed out of position. Actually takes him out of the round. 4 versus 5, and Dignitas playing patient with that early pressure and the knowing of Sabrosa being there and the control that they've got. They're going to try and go back, and Rara.
It's a 3v5 situation. They went back, and they go back for the flank on Bravo.
He wants to fight. He only
it's now a
gets
2v4.
TSM, I think they give up this round here as Drone's the only one here on B.
It's funny, right? Dignitas, they haven't exactly been ones to get too many interactions around the map whenever they actually get a take going, but this time with control of Cat, end up getting the 2 frags back. This time leaving TSM. The ones really relying on what would be a fat rotation back, or just a full retake, but still getting nothing of the sort. Folks, it's 9-12 as now TSM, they do have their rifles back. Looking at the ultis now, Sully, it's full down the line for Dignitas. And just 2 in the back of TSM, but they're very important.
Oh, such a nice shock dart, bro.
In the orbital strike.
Big stuff here is mainly, or specifically for Dignitas, is that lockdown, that showstopper, and that Hunter's Fury. I mean, they are looking super, super good so far. Dignitas.
It's all good. Never mind. Yeah, it was a little bit different on the other scoreboard. No, it ends up actually being just the more aggressive ones in a sense. The knives back. Should be fun to watch. Same thing with the Seekers that would come in big a little bit later on in the round just to try to isolate a couple of situations. But otherwise, yeah, nothing much for that post plan. I was anticipating that Hunter's Fury and the Orbital Strike, but it was wrong. So still now TSM, still low on options in terms of ultimates, but still with a little bit different of positions. They actually want to fight mid this round.
Trailblazer going down. Drones will end up meeting. Now, who gets the more information? Cutler can peer out. He won't be able to catch Rara, who's hiding around that box. TSM with the info and the push down from Sabrosa. He's going to try and catch these players mid-rotation. Wardell's holding the angle off the operator as well. He's got a Bladestorm to fall back on as well now. The lockdown available,
we got
and
mid
that's going to be
covered.
huge.
We're going to do a 5-man push on Bravo. You got 2 on watching one angle, but he's got blind right now just from Omen. Now he's scooted back, jets up. They got smoke coming on the land, but you're staring at 3 of them when they come in, so one's going to get popped. And if one doesn't get popped, then that's your fucking trade fault. Alright, so Jet's pushing back now that he knows he's got teammate up. I don't know that teammate's name, so Sova's pushing back. Sova's going to use the utility when he comes in.
But still, they can't shut down the lockdown.
That's what you needed, that trade. You needed that trade. You didn't pull the trade. Okay, there's a trade. Okay.
Wardell that now needs to hold it back.
As you come in, you're going to... Yep. Okay, now we're up 1. This is where we're at. You got to press in.
15 seconds left to get onto the site.
In comes Drone, has the front line, still Wardell has to come up big, going for a no-scope, not going to be able to get the kill. Instead, Psalm with the classic jumping on in. Snags down Wardell, now it's a 1v2 for Hazed. Hayes spots one jumping through, knows that there's one on the right side. Could be covered up by Lev, but still nothing. He has that information too, nobody in corner. Only has a stimmy, but that would just be able to help him out in terms of the spray. The alarm bot catches him too. Defuse, nobody on the right side. He's gonna come into a huge surprise on the left.
This is a huge
Psalm
upset,
with a
bro.
third. Sully, it's come down to this again. TSM, a good setup in terms of the hold early on, but Dignitas, they continue to hold W on site, clearing out all their angles, and this time they went out the battles.
Wow,
Can Dignitas do this?
They certainly can. TSM going for a half buy here. Dignitas can easily get onto 11 rounds. Now,
this is going to be a quick turn.
All it's going to take is one mess up. That's all it's going to be needed here for Dignitas. They have used every single ultimate, unless Def
Rara hasn't even shown up this match. Rara has not shown his face this fucking match.
Now. No presence on those ult orbs as well.
I mean, it's kind of hard on a long-range map like this. I get it, because there's I mean, it's a lot of corners and then a long stretch. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like.
But nothing this time around. Very, very patient with
Jets looking down the middle. You got Omen looking down the middle. You got fucking Rara looking down the middle. You got Rise looking down the middle. You got 3 people getting ready to conflict with each other, and they don't like it one little bit. And they don't know about it. But here's Rara. Rara's the shot you got to worry about.
They're going to have their last full buy. And Dignitas, same thing as well. But they've got ults charged up, and that's the big
Jet
thing.
push pass. Yep, that was a good pass. All right.
Playing so patient. Presence down.
Sova needs to fucking stay in middle. He needs to run utility.
And TSM, it's up to Hayes.
I mean, that's close, but
things are starting to get dicey here. Dignitas moving forward, and Hayes needs to get a pick.
Oh boy, Hayes as a sheriff, and he's ready to pop. Good run away too with a molly just to try to cover up the smoke. This is such a good off.
There's one for Hayes, one for Hayes, one for Hayes.
Potentially a third. Hayes going absolutely nuts, putting his team back in a man advantage. In comes the take though. Sabrosa up top, Cutler through the smoke.
Okay, Rara's in. He's gonna take on Sova. Rara's gonna take Sova. Sova took Rara. Omen's out. That's game.
The Stingers, the Sheriffs, they all come in big. TSM.
That is nuts, bro. That is so good, dude.
2-0. And what was an eco?
Taking it 13-10.
That is so good. That is super duper good.
TSM. What a huge play from Hayes to drop his own smoke.
I almost want to watch.
And to try and dance around it with a sheriff. I mean, big brain plays from Hayes. What a game from TSM, and what a map from Dignitas overall. Everything's.
Damn, bro. And that's how Dignitas gets wiped out, bro. Damn, bro. Woo! So, I will see you guys here in a couple minutes, yeah? Bye-bye.